Hello there, dear friend. Today I'd like to chat with you about something important for our health as we age gracefully. You know, I've always believed that small changes can make a big difference in how we feel and how long we live. So, let's talk about a few nuts that might not be the best choices for us after we reach our golden years. Oh, they're tasty, aren't they? But here's the catch. They're often quite high in salt, or as doctors call it, sodium. They look tempting in the store, don't they? For example, if you're on blood thinners, certain nuts might affect how well those medicines work. It's always a good idea to have a friendly chat with your doctor about your diet, especially if you're taking any medications regularly. But often these mixes have added oils, sugars, and preservatives that aren't the best for our health. Foods we used to eat without a second thought might need a bit more consideration now. Take nuts, for instance. That's why it's so important to listen to your body and pay attention to how different foods make you feel. I want you to know that taking care of your health doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. We're here to support you on your journey to a happy, healthy life, no matter your age. Small changes, like being mindful of the nuts we eat, and I'm grateful we could explore this topic together. If you have any thoughts or experiences you'd like to share about nuts and your health, please feel free to leave a comment below. And if you know someone who might find this information helpful, why not share it with them? After all, we're all in this together. Supporting each other to live our best lives can make a big difference in how we feel day to day. It's all about finding what works best for you and your unique body. If you notice that certain nuts don't agree with you, it's okay to avoid them. There are plenty of other delicious and healthy options out there. In fact, there are plenty of nuts that are wonderful for us, even in our later years, and I look forward to our next chat. Raw almonds, for example, are a great choice. They're gentle on our system and full of good nutrients. Unsalted walnuts are another excellent option. They're good for our brain and heart. And don't forget about pumpkin seeds. They're not technically a nut, but they're packed with goodness and easy to digest. They're packed with good fats and protein, which is great. But if we eat too many, it could lead to putting on a few extra pounds. And as we age, those extra pounds can be harder to lose and might affect our overall health. These extras can sneak in calories and ingredients that might upset our stomachs or make us feel sluggish. It's like putting the wrong fuel in a well-loved car. It just doesn't run as smoothly. Think of it like tending a garden. You want to plant the right seeds and nurture them carefully. In this case, we're nurturing our health with the foods we choose. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to salt, and too much of it can make our blood pressure go up. High blood pressure isn't something we want to play with, because it can increase our risk of having a stroke. So if you love peanuts, maybe try the unsalted kind instead. They're still delicious and your heart will thank you for it. Now, you might be wondering, aren't all nuts good for us? Well, generally speaking, nuts can be a wonderful part of a healthy diet. But as we get older, our bodies change. But here's the thing. They contain a lot of something called selenium. Now, selenium isn't bad in small amounts, but too much of it can be tricky for our liver to handle, especially after we turn 65. Our liver works hard to keep us healthy, so we want to be kind to it. Maybe instead of a handful of Brazil nuts, we could enjoy just one or two as a treat now and then. And some nuts might not agree with us as well as they used to. Let's look at a few we might want to be careful with. First on our list is the Brazil nut. These big, hearty nuts are quite popular, and they do have some good qualities. Next, let's talk about salted peanuts. Now, onto cashews. These creamy curved nuts are a favorite for many, but they have something in them called oxalates. Oxalates are compounds that can be a bit hard on our kidneys, especially as we get older. Our kidneys are like faithful old friends. They've been working hard for us all our lives, so we want to treat them gently. If you're a cashew lover, you don't have to give them up entirely, but maybe enjoy them in smaller amounts. Here's another one to watch out for. Those colorful cans of mixed nuts with all sorts of flavors. Something else to keep in mind is that some nuts can get in the way of medications we might be taking. You know, it's funny how things change as we get older. But don't worry, there's no need to say goodbye to nuts altogether. The key is moderation and making smart choices. Remember, everyone's body is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. As we wrap up our chat, if this was helpful, please like and subscribe to World TV Elderly, where we share simple ways to stay healthy, sharp, and independent. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Your health and well-being are so important. Until next time, take care of yourself and remember, every small step towards better health is a step worth celebrating. Have a wonderful day